What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean, and today reactions to the classics. It's time for another top 10 list. This time we're going to be looking at the Tindersticks, a group that I'm not familiar with at all.
No, me neither. Never even heard of them.
And this comes courtesy of suggestion from our longtime patron and supporter, Fran. Fran, thank you very much, my friend. Looking forward to seeing what the Tindersticks have in store for us. You always bring us some great stuff that we usually haven't ever heard before. And so we're gonna get into the Tindersticks a little bit here. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button as well, so you don't miss out. And you can also check out our Patreon page. Shout out to the patrons who help keep this channel
for sure
running. Fran did a nice little write-up on the Tindersticks, so we'll get into the quick facts before we get into this top 10 list.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that everything I have this time, Trey, is from Fran. I researched everything. There's just really not much out there on the Tindersticks. Their basic biographical info, I thought Fran did a better job on, so I'm sure we'll add stuff after songs, but this is all Fran. Fran has taken over RTTC for the day. So Fran said, I first heard about the Tindersticks in 1993. Their debut album had just came up, and my friend Victor told me I had to listen to it. I distinctly remember him telling me that they made a perfect classic songs just like Frank Sinatra. I bought it soon, and I was captivated since the first listen. Sure, there was crooning and drama and fantastic orchestrations, but it did not sound at all like Sinatra. Actually, it didn't sound like any other record coming out at the time. Grunge was at its peak. Britpop was releasing its first records and about to become the next big thing. Tindersticks music didn't have anything to do with these two genres. Stuart Staples' baritone voice, the often dark atmospheres and the lush arrangements raised some comparisons with Scott Walker, a guy that we've done some reactions to. Winter Cohen, also a guy we've done a lot of. And Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. We've done 2 top 10 lists of them.
That's right, courtesy of Fran.
Courtesy of Fran. Its cinematic sound also brought John Barry's soundtracks to mind, but their music was definitely unique in 1993. Since then, it's easy to find influence of their sound in other bands like Lamb Chop or The National.
And he noted, in his opinion, their first 3 records are with no doubt among the best music that came out in the 90s. Tindersticks 1 is an excessive and mind-blowing work. After a few years with no success at all under the name of Asphalt Ribbons, they had an opportunity to make a record with their new name. They thought it could be their last chance, so they put it all on the table. 21 tracks, 77 minutes. I guess you go big or go home,
get it all
man.
In there, man.
They included a few older songs with a jangly sound and more recent cuts with an orchestrated sound that will soon become their trademark. Each and every one of them are excellent. The album was critically acclaimed, Best Record of the Year for Melody Maker, and on top of most of the end of the year list in Europe. And the success led them to record quickly their second record in '95, which is called Tindersticks 2. That also, along with their debut, didn't have a name as good as their debut, but more concise and cohesive.
Of course, 21 songs, maybe you cut it down a little bit.
Again, very well received by critics and fans.
Yeah, and some consider their third effort, Curtains, their best record. Certainly the arrangements are richer and more complex than ever and contain some of their best songs. However, the band had recognized that they were extenuated while recording it by the constant touring and the pressure to maintain their level, resulting in some weak tracks which sound like repetitions of the formula. These 3 records are my favorite of their career. They have continued publishing since then, their latest in 2019. While all of them are enjoyable and have good tunes, none of them are at the same level than their first ones, which kind of gives you an idea of what this list is going to entail.
No, definitely. So why don't we just get started with the top 10 list, man?
Let's do it. The music will not be in here, guys, but look at the link below, and if you want to watch it with the songs and go right along with this, you're more than welcome to do that. If you just want to see what we think of the songs, just stay right here on YouTube.
And we're going to get started. Number 10, let's pull up the old Spotify bar. There are a few tracks that are not on Spotify. Their first couple records actually aren't, so we're going to head over to YouTube to listen to those. But as you can see on the screen, number 10, People Keep Coming Around from the record Can Our Love in 2001. After their third record, the group tried to find new sounds by approaching soul music. This track is one of their most successful efforts. I especially like its sound and how masterfully crafted the song is. Each note serves a purpose. The different instruments that keep coming up maintain the interest of the song and push it forward until the fantastic guitar solo at the end. Great description there, Fran.
Yeah, definitely.
We're starting off longest tune on this list, so I'll be curious. Let's see and hear the soul influence here. So thank you again, Fran.
Thanks, Fran.
And let's get going. We're going to have the lyrics pulled up as well on our respective computers. Starting our Tindersticks list off, and the first Tindersticks song either of us have heard, we got People Keep Coming Around, coming in at number 10. What you think of this one, Dad?
I liked it. You know who it reminded me of a little bit? I mean, I'm not trying to just put him in this little box with him, but a little bit just an arrangement and, different instrumentation of Ben Folds 5.
Ah, there you go.
A little bit in there. I liked it. It was nice and chill. You mentioned it during the reaction. The actual bass line in there is tremendous, and just a nice chilled. You can imagine yourself sitting in a bar kind of listening to this.
Well, and I think Fran kind of hit the nail on the head. The way they slowly added, the first horns didn't come in until 2.5, 3 minutes in. Then the strings subtly were coming in. They added to the track, the layering of it, I thought was expertly done. And then you had that, again, very smooth guitar solo at the end.
That's where having a 7-minute song is an advantage.
Exactly.
You can build, and that's a smart way to use those 7 minutes instead of some bands who just do the same thing over and over for 7 minutes, and you go, man, this is a long song. You didn't feel that way on this one.
No, it was a quick moving track, and again that groove, that bass and drums just kind of keeping the beat, propelling the song throughout. I enjoyed the vocals on this as well, and again, just kind of the song had that eerie atmosphere a little bit, just because. Hey man, people keep coming around. Even the song saying that people keep coming around. You better watch yourself, no matter where you go. I hear them coming for you now. I mean, that's a verse that just it is Halloween season up in here, man. You kind of get on the edge of your seat. But now it's going to take us to number 9, Until the Morning Comes, from the record Waiting for the Moon in 2003.
Yeah, and Fran says, I love the dichotomy between the sweet sound of the music, almost like a lullaby, and the dark romanticism of the lyrics. Both this song and the previous one feature additional vocals of the violinist of the band, which is very unusual, but in both cases, with excellent results.
All right, well, let's get going, man. Let's get going. Let's see what we got here. All right, number 9 coming in, Until the Morning Comes. Man, what a great song, man. And I see this opens the record off. What a way to start off an album with the song this intense, man.
Well, I think, Trey, it's one of those songs that, if you're just casually listening, you'd be telling people, man, there's this beautiful song, and then somebody starts to listen to the lyrics and are like, because, it starts out, beautiful, soft arrangement, just awesome. And then it's like, my hand's around your throat. If I kill you now, well... They will never know. Wake me up if I'm sleeping. By the look in your eyes, I know the time's nearly come. Wake me up because I'm dreaming. Well, they'll never believe what's been happening here. But caught in my mind, there's a way to get out.
No, yeah, and it just keeps on going through that, kind of that whole wake me up because I'm dreaming type of thing through a lot of the track. And then the last it ends.
Yeah, the last one.
The light is fading, but the stars are dancing bright. My mind is racing like clouds across the sky. How did you make me go this far? I just thought that was a haunting way to freaking end the track. Loved the violin on this. Loved Hinchcliffe's added vocals on this. The piano worked well, almost like it was like a lullaby type of thing, and just contrasted with the dark nature. I'm like Fran. I enjoy songs that give you something you don't expect, and this song definitely had that.
Really enjoy it
in spades, man. And now we're going to go to number 8. We have Tide from their first record in 93. Fran noted, seems like the soundtrack of a Jack the Ripper movie. Ooh, violent, menacing, horrifying, and yet so seductive. We're keeping that Halloween theme going.
I was going to say, man, but it sounds like another totally different song here.
He notes, I love the brass instruments and the violin adding dissonances, the gloomy piano and the drums perfectly conducting the song, and the noisy and expressive guitar creating those unbelievable atmospheres. No wonder they ended up writing several soundtracks. Interesting. So this is one of them that's going to be on old YouTube here, so let's get the audio queued up and ready and throw way back to the first Tindersticks record. All right, coming in at number 8, we have Tide, which I think Fran described it quite well. That was just a very noisy, hectic song, I think you could say, just with how everything was going. It was a bit unrestrained as well, not in a bad way, but the guitar, especially at the end, and then just kind of those stray brass notes that almost reminded you of just an expressive jazz song.
That's a good way of putting it. Some guys just in a jam session almost, without a lot of a box to keep them in any sort of lines. I thought it was so much different than the previous track. What a great choice. And that's going to bring us to She's Gone from the second Tindersticks album, 2 years later in '95. Fran says, always had a soft spot for waltzes, and those string arrangements are superb. From the lyrics, I imagine that it continues the story of she's leaving home from the Beatles. No signs of that, just my imagination. Well, Fran, you probably well know Trey and I both love that song, so we're going to look at it from that standpoint as well.
She's Gone, coming in at our number 7 spot, and for me, man, that was my favorite track up to this point.
Really, I thought it was really good too. It isn't over until the morning comes for me, but it is good.
Yeah, and I really, again, enjoyed the gorgeous piano. I'm like Fran, man, I'm a sucker for those string arrangements that come in and just, accentuate the track so beautifully. And lyrically, I wonder if this is from the perspective of maybe the father.
Yeah, I was thinking that's exactly what I thought, especially the whole first verse. She's gone, it's quiet now. Took her mother with her, left town, took her mother's eyes, stole her mother's heart. It's a compromise. We nurture that part, and she's gone. So I think so, Trey. I think that's what I take out.
And then it seems like, the daughter, man, says she can walk now, and she wants to go and be free, be yourself, be an adult. She'll hold, and she'll hold on to me only when she wants to, and she'll fall and be up again. It's part of the fun. But she's gone now. Thinks she can walk now. So just kind of that refrain and theme of wanting to be free. I can see where Fran made that connection with She's Leaving Home. Definitely had a lot of
I can too.
A lot of similarities there, man. Kind of cool if you want to interpret the track like that. And so, shout out to Fran for
Hey, Fran's doing a heck of a job. You got a future Fran writing descriptions for songs.
That's right, stuff, man. And now we're already at the halfway point of the list, going now to number 6 here. We got Don't Look Down from Curtains in 1997.
Yeah, and Fran says Stuart Staples' voice never sounded so desperate. The tension builds with that awesome drum until the song explodes at the end with those outstanding strings. The influence of John Barry and James Bond's soundtracks is evident here. You got me sold on that one. Love me some Bond.
All right, Don't Look Down coming in, man. Definitely good, especially in the middle. Could hear that Bond.
Oh yeah, man. Even in the fade out, there was a little bit of Bond for me.
And vocal delivery, I wasn't crazy about, to be honest.
I wasn't either, and I thought it might get clear. It's a little muffled. Is that what you would say? Especially
I think desperate. What Fran said was a good word for it. And it might take just a little longer to grow on me. Who knows, Dad? Maybe muffled's a good word for it. Yeah, just something that was a little off about it for me, even though I did like what he was saying. And
I guess that's why he tried to put the emotion into it.
Yeah, definitely on the right track with the vocal delivery. Don't get me wrong, due to the lyrical content here. And this guy's really bearing his soul, man. See her face, she can't let go. He knows that she hangs from me. I can't look her in her eyes. She's holding on. She needed this to hurt me, so it shot out of me. So I'm kind of curious what their predicament is, where they're at exactly. Because I'm curious what the she needed this to hurt me. What's the this? I wonder.
I know. I was wondering too. And he says, as if all of the love just got ripped out of me. She said, I'm such a sap. I'm such a jerk. Because I ever forget the way that we are. Spend all your time with your eyes on the ground. So that's where we kind of get the title of the song, sort of looking for the stars.
I really like that couplet, man, because obviously if you're looking on the ground, you're not going to be seeing any stars anytime soon, man. So I thought that was a neat technique. So even though not my favorite track, I still liked a lot sonically what was going on here.
I did too, and I thought the lyrics were nice.
And now we're going to go to What Are You Fighting For? Our number 5 song up in here. We got this from the Across 6 Years Leap in 2013.
So 20 years after their debut.
And Branson, this is the standout for me, are the beautiful lyrics and that stunning piano motif. Love me a great piano motif, man. So let's get going.
And a much later one, so this ought to be good too.
All right, What Are You Fighting For? Coming in at the number 5 spot. And man, just what a gorgeous tune.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, nice build to it. No hurry. Not a ton of lyrics. I mean, a decent amount, but not a ton of lyrics.
Yeah, but the lyrics that are here just hit, man. I thought they were great. You got lines like, so you found that all your dreams came true and still you cry. Time is around now. Can't you get back what you've lost somehow? And I see here, this is the closing track on this record. Works great as a closer,
I think so too.
Ted. And just you can almost feel that sense of loss almost coming through this track. I mean, loss of time, loss of youth. Those were just some of the things that I was thinking of. Then he kind of notes, "Can't you round up all those memories and tell them to breathe?" I just thought that was a great line.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't have much more to add to it. Just a wonderfully put together song. And I always like it when bands are comfortable enough to do what they did there. Just the piano, man. Just,
No,
let's go.
definitely. I quite enjoyed Stewart's vocal delivery
Nice
on
little
that
slow
one.
burn. I did too.
All right, up to number 4, man. Up to number 4, going all the way back to that first record.
Yeah, we're
again.
going to rewind 20 years back to Jism off the first Tindersticks album in 1993. The lyrics describe a love relationship while a violin full of passion and desperation, magnificently blended with the organ, takes the drama up to the sky. The gypsy violin is just fire. Well, once again, great description from Fran.
All right, and again, this one's on old YouTube, so you can take the Spotify bar away, and let's see what we got here. Ended up taking a live version, unbeknownst to me, man, but it still sounded pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. And wow, man, a powerful song lyrically. I guess talking instrumentally though, I again hadn't really heard the organ from them at all.
No, have not.
And so they were able to bring that in, and as Fran mentioned, man, that violin that came in towards the tail end of the track was really...
Yeah, and I mean, the powerful lyrics as we go towards the end, where he's like talking about if she has someone else.
Yeah, I my interpretation of this track is it's about domestic abuse, and I think as you go through the lyrics, that is pretty clear, or
Yeah.
at least a a domineering type of individual who's coming in. For sure, man, because there's a lot of like gut wrenching, tough lyrics on this one.
Yeah, for sure. And he's like, so easily broken, running down your skin, and the pink runs into the blue. If there's ever anyone else, I'll understand. And that's like the end of that verse. And then the next one starts, and kill them. And I'll overflow your every inlet. You will not cough and spit. You'll welcome me in.
Ooh, yeah, just like that. I just kind of frames just a loon, essentially a domineering, person that you often hear so many news stories about and everything else. And so
Yeah, loon is a good word. Yeah, I agree.
so yeah, man, I just really thought this was a haunting track in a different way. We've definitely had some haunting tracks up in here, but yeah, man. So this one was powerful, especially come out with that for your first record, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I know it's 21 tracks. It's kind of his track 12 square in the middle. Big time, man. Big time song. Powerful song. Really dug that. And now that takes us to A Night In from their second record, comes right after this, 1995. Fran noted the arrangements in this song are top notch. I love the dry drum, beautiful piano, and particularly the elegant strings. Always am down for a string
Yeah.
and piano, and one of the best vocal deliveries of Stuart Staples. So let's see what we got. Very cinematic, this one, it seemed,
Yeah.
especially when those awesome strings came in. That was definitely my favorite part of the track, just because they came in so loud compared to Stewart's more subdued vocal delivery.
Yeah, I thought his vocal delivery, I'm not sure if I loved it or not, but it's early on. I don't know what I thought of it. But the way they arrange the song is interesting, because it starts out with just a verse, and then it ends like with 3 choruses. And the first and third chorus are the same.
Yeah.
And then the second one, and there's just a little bit different. So they really, it's a way to set that cinematic atmosphere, like you said, and just kind of hammer this story through to us. The chorus isn't like some sort of sing-along thing. It's just telling us a story. What do you make of this story?
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, I was kind of going through that. I almost wonder if the perspective shift in the middle of this track.
That's what I thought. From her helping him to now she needs his help.
Yeah, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Because notes, I had shoes full of holes when you first took me in. The path that you led was straight to your bed. There's no cots to sleep in. He keeps going on, saying this and that. Stay like old friends. Then so come on in, leave them outside the door, tear off the paper, tear off the carpet off the floor, and then the chorus hits, and I know you're hurting and I can't be there for you, and I know you're hurting and I can't be there no more. So either I think that shifts to the person that brought him in,
Right.
or maybe telling him that, or now it's him telling her or whatever. I know that you're now hurting, but
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's him telling her.
yeah, I mean, who knows, man? I like that it can be kind of interpreted multiple different ways, and I'm sure on multiple listens I'll pick up more one way or another. But I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed that one for sure, and kind of cool to hear these earlier tracks, and just kind of how they're progressing. That's why I always like the top 10 list. Next, we got City Sickness from their first record.
Yeah, we're kind of going back and forth between the first and second. This one obviously from '93 again. The closest to a pop song in their catalog. So that already interests me because after listening to 8 of their songs, I can't imagine that. One of their best lyrics, those who moved at some point in their lives to a big city can surely relate to the message. I love the violin melody, the little xylophone notes, and how much the guitar achieves with so little. Was 42 on NME's Singles of the Year and number 4 on Melody Maker.
All right, well, going back to YouTube here, so we'll take down the Spotify and let's get to our number 2 song. All right, City Sickness coming in at number 2 up in here, man. Again, a lot of cool stuff going on musically up in here. I wasn't able to have the lyrics pulled up, but I know you did that.
Yeah.
And the xylophone, little cool touch. Not an instrument you hear too often in rock, inspired, rooted music. Again, violin. You can't go wrong with some strings, man. And so, and every time I've noticed that Tindersticks use the violin, it's a good freaking partnership up in there. And I just thought it was a pleasant, subdued. I thought Stewart delivered a solid vocal performance, man. And again, kind of hits home with what the title says, that city sickness, being in that new place.
Yeah, exactly. It says, I'm crawling, I don't know where to or from. The center of things from where everything stems is not where I belong. I have the city sickness growing inside of me. So this is where I ran for freedom, where I may not be free because, Trey, I have these hands beating with love for you and you're not here to touch. Sent you away. What else can I do when I need something so much? Oh, I'm hurting, babe, in the city. There's no place for love. So I think he left her wherever she was and he went to the city. And like towards the end, I'm okay afterwards. Afterwards lasts for minutes only. I'm okay during. You kind of fill up my mind. It's just that before may last forever. It's just that before may just F my mind. He gets that.
Yeah, I thought I heard that in there. I was like, there you go, Stuart.
So he's basically saying, I'm okay for a minute when I left you, but now I'm realizing that, oh no, this is probably forever. So.
That seems to be a motif that comes through a bunch of their music too. The that being apart type of thing, time, a little more serious subject matter.
Yeah, they're not so much into the touchy feelings. I like that. So that's going to take us to our number 1.
That's right. We have Tiny Tears from their second record, and Fran noted that Tindersticks take their time to build the song until the catchy chorus kicks in. One of those choruses that gets stuck in your head for weeks. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. After we had the piano for "What Are You Fighting For?"
Yes.
Another masterfully crafted tune with great arrangements. The song is used with great effect in one of the most powerful scenes of The Sopranos. Oh, so you might actually know this.
I might know this.
To showcase one of Tony's lowest moments.
I recently finally ran The Sopranos. All right, let's get to number 1.
All right, our number 1 Tindersticks track coming in, Tiny Tears. And Fran very well may have saved the best for last, man. I thought just everything about that track, from the lyricism, the emotional delivery by Stewart on this, and just the music itself as it worked up to that chorus where tiny tears make up an ocean, tiny tears make up a sea, let them pour out all over me, don't let them pour all over me. Just musically, just climax right there, brought us back down in the verse, climax again. I just thought it was a well constructed tune.
Yeah, I did too, and I thought the lyricism, basically he screwed her over this time. And he kind of doesn't notice it, or maybe he does notice it, he just ignores it because he can kind of run from it because she's not really letting on to it. But at the very end, she's about to crawl into bed and he's not going to be able to turn from what he did there, the hurt he caused.
Oh, yeah. I think he, I don't know if they're using that word, but you were too busy looking into your affairs to say, just stuff you have to do in our actual affairs that this guy's in.
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
That's kind of what I was interpreting it as. Maybe he's going, seeing another woman, this or that. How can he hurt hurt someone you're supposed to care for, someone you said you'd always be there for. But when that water breaks, you know you're gonna cry when those tears start rolling back, or start rolling. You'll be back, and then at the end, he knows that she's getting into the bed, but it's hard to turn the opposite way tonight. I think the weight of this, like you were saying, Dad, is just so heavy on him.
And I think either way, almost, I'm not saying it's the same thing by any means if you have an actual affair with someone, but whether you're having an affair or whether you're just so busy you pay no attention to the person, you know, that you're married to or that you're having a relationship with. Either way, it's incredibly hurtful. So I think the point kind of gets across there.
No, definitely. And now that's going to take us to great way to end that list, Fran. Very diverse, fun. The top 10 list to do, man, to dive into a group that we've never heard before, man.
Quite enjoyed it.
So for me, on my top 10, I'm going to go Tiny Tears, or my favorite tracks, rather. I'm going to go Tiny Tears, what we just heard. I'll go What Are You Fighting For? I just thought the piano there was fantastic. And then I'm also going to throw some love to Jism as well. I just thought the story, again, with the whole domestic dispute and abuse, man, along with the instrumentation, just all worked well.
Well, I got 4 of them here, so I guess I'm gonna nail one of them. I'll go with number 9 song, Until the Morning Comes, and then I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be at the top with Fran. I'm gonna go with City Sickness and Tiny Tears.
Ooh, there you go, man. It's always interesting to see because we had a couple different ones.
We did. Man. That's always good. It always tells you the quality of the list.
Well, let us know, y'all, your top 10 Tindersticks tracks down below and your thoughts on the group just in general. Always love to hear what the audience has to say about the groups we're doing the top 10 with. Want to, again, shout out Fran, man, for introducing us to not only the Tindersticks, but a bunch of great music. Nick Cave, you know, for a couple top 10 lists. I believe we're going to have a Pixies top 10 list, which I'm looking forward to.
It's going to be good.
I've recently went through their discography, so that'll be a fun one. And I guess that'll wrap it up from here today. Until next time, y'all, thanks for watching, happy listening, and we will see you.